problem isn't that you can't trust yourself. It's that somewhere along the line, you learn not to. Whether it was in a relationship, a job, or the family you grew up in, many of us learn to override our intuition to keep ourselves safe or to feel accepted. And when that happens over time, it gets harder and harder to know what is true for you. This is more common than we realize. And here in this video, we will use an EFT tapping practice to begin to unravel this pattern, beginning right at the level of our nervous system. For me, it took so many years to begin to realize that I had always known what was best for me and my own truth. I just didn't feel safe enough to follow it. It was well over 10 years that I was out of a toxic relationship, and I was telling a healer that I still felt like I couldn't trust myself. I was still angry at myself. I still felt ashamed. Like, how could I have been so easily manipulated? How could I have messed up my life so badly? And she asked me how I felt about that guy the first moment I met him. And I said, I didn't like him. I didn't know why, but I kept pushing that feeling aside. And she said, so you see, you can trust yourself. It was your conditioning that got you into that situation, not your intuition. And this is the same for you. And what I want to help you remember through this practice, whatever we did to survive and keep ourselves safe gets trapped into our nervous system and influences our lives long after that tormenting relationship, job, or even things that we've done or things that we say to ourselves that can tear us down. Which means this needs to be released from the nervous system for us to feel free, for us to feel empowered, and to feel like we can let go of the past and trust ourselves despite everything that's happened. And that's what I'm here to do with you by addressing this head on with an EFT tapping practice to begin to release stress and trauma that's stored in your nervous system, in your body, and in your conscious and unconscious mind. So you can reconnect with that deeper knowing in you, which is your intuition that's here for you and always has been. If you're unfamiliar with EFT, it's like cognitive behavioral therapy plus tapping on specific acupoints that come from acupuncture. Of course, how I work with you one-on-one is very different than what I can do with you here in a practice that's made more for the public, which is why this practice may be more beneficial for continued use to increase the benefits that you receive from it. On that note, I'll timestamp the beginning of the practice in the description so you can return to it easily. And so let's begin by tapping through the points. If EFT is new for you, you can take this as your introduction to the tapping points. And if you're familiar with EFT, you can use this as a way to begin to ground in and use the tapping points even without the cognitive tools applied through language. You get benefit just by tapping the acupoints. So we'll begin by tapping the outside of the hands against each other. And as you're doing this, let yourself begin to settle in, feeling the support beneath you. And then we'll move to the eyebrow point, just to the inside of the eyebrows, tapping with the index and middle fingers. If you're familiar with the points, you can let your eyes close if that's comfortable. And then we'll tap the outside of the eye. So it's the bone just to the outside of the eye. And you can tap one or both sides of the body. It's up to you. The acupoints run through both sides of the body. Now we'll tap under the eye, the bone just under the eyes. And as you're doing this, feel your muscular system relax. And now tapping under the nose. Tapping in the divot of the chin. And then tapping the collarbone point, so just underneath the collarbones. Letting your breath settle into your belly. And then tapping underneath the arm. So on the bra line, underneath your armpit. And again, you can tap one or both sides. And then tapping the top of the head. And now you can rest your arms down. If your eyes aren't closed already, let your eyes close. And let's move into the practice. Begin to feel into any weight that you may be carrying from the times that you've had to betray your intuition for your survival. And on a scale of 1 to 10, rate the intensity of the self-betrayal that you feel right now. Now let that rest. And we'll move into the practice. If at any time you forget a tapping point, use the diagram on the screen, and you can begin by repeating after me. Tapping the karate chop point. Even though I've learned not to trust myself, I deeply honor the parts of me that were just trying to stay safe. Even if I feel unsure, I'm learning how to listen to my intuition again. And I love and accept myself no matter what. Tapping the eyebrow. I've doubted myself so many times. Tapping the side of the eye. And I still carry that weight in my body. Tapping under the eye. There were moments when my intuition would speak. Tapping under the nose, but I couldn't follow it. Tapping the chin, because safety meant going along. Tapping the collarbone, even when my body said no. Under the arm, I forgive myself for what I did to survive. Top of the head, and I'm ready to hear my truth again. Tapping the eyebrow, it's always been here. Side of the eye, that quiet knowing deep inside. Under the eye, my body remembers the truth. Under the nose, even when my mind forgets. Chin, I honor my sensitivity. Collarbone, and I trust my inner compass. Under the arm, every time I pause and listen. Top of the head, I get a little closer to myself. Eyebrow, I'm rebuilding trust with myself. Gently, day by day. Side of the eye, I don't need to have it all figured out. Under the eye, I just need to keep listening. Under the nose, my intuition is here to guide me. Chin, my body is my ally now. Collarbone, I'm safe to trust what I feel. Under the arm, I'm safe to follow what is right for me. Top of the head, this is how I come home to myself. And I give myself permission to trust me again. Now let your arms rest down and take a slow, steady breath in and let it go. And just notice what's present in your body now. Noticing any shifts, even if they're subtle. Maybe there's a little more space or softness or quiet. That's your nervous system beginning to unwind. And that's your intuition coming back online. Now check back into that scale of 1 to 10 and rate how intense any feelings of self-betrayal feel for you in this moment. You can return to this practice anytime to bring that count down, even repeating it right again now. And anytime you feel disconnected from yourself, or you feel stuck in overthinking, or unsure of what to do next. And if you'd like to keep gently releasing the stress and trauma that's stored in your body, I recommend practicing my water element meditation next. It's designed to help you regulate your nervous system and support deep emotional release through the lens of Chinese medicine and somatic healing. You'll find the link on the screen here and below in the description. And as always, thanks for being here with me. Just know you are your own safest place to return to.